Jamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is Jamar here once again. What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar here once again. I'm about to move this computer over to this side. Move this over there. Okay. So, before we get started, if you guys have not checked out my makeup tutorial that I actually decided to put up on my channel, just a little something new, something interesting. We may do a little bit more on this channel to do 2016. Make sure you guys go check that out. Let me know what you think, and post your comments and thoughts over there. If you decide to recreate the look, please tag me in your Instagram or Twitter, or on my Twitter or anything, and let me check it out. But anyway, we're here to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I forget what episode this is. I think this is episode like 10, 11, I don't know. But this is an interesting episode. I was actually engaged the whole time. And so we start off with Kandi and her mom in the baby store. Now, they're trying to make sure, they're at this point, because by now Kandi has already had her baby, and it was a boy. So congratulations to Kandi and Todd. But they're trying to get like something gender neutral, because they're the type of couple who doesn't want to know what the gender is prior to the birth, as just a surprise. And Mama Joyce is asking, she wants to get herself a bed, and they're like, "What you want a bed for?" She's like, "I mean, when you wanted to babysit, you wanted to have a crib to sleep in, right?" I mean, that makes sense. And I don't think I've ever really heard of grandmas just happen to have a crib. I mean, I'm sure I understand it, but I don't think I've just ever really seen it. But I was just like, oh, okay. So then Mama Joyce wants to inquire about, how Kandi's doing with Phaedra. And I mean, Kandi was like, well, I mean, basically, we were okay. We had a talk, but there was some shady shit that went on at the launch party. So I'm kind of like, I don't really know how to think about Phaedra. And then she's like, well, I want to go talk to Phaedra. And I'm just like, oh, Lord. And if y'all remember the last time that Phaedra and Ms. Mama Joyce were in the same area, it was like right when, well, I don't know if it was right when, but it was when, Todd and Kandi were still dating, and I guess Mama Joyce wanted her opinion or something, and then she said, well, I'm the one that hooked him up, so I think he might be the one. And she was like, I'm going to strangle you by your neck or something. I'm like, oh my God. But I was with Kandi. I'm like, look, I don't need you in my business. I used to hate when my mom used to do that. My mom used to be like, oh, if I was telling her about like a issue I have, either with, a person I was dating or a friend or just anybody, she always felt like she was going to throw herself into the mix. I'm like, no. Having your mama, I mean, I understand Mama Bear wants to protect her young. She wants to do all that good shit. Fine. But some things are just embarrassing. Some things are just, you just make the situation worse. Like, I can just imagine being on the opposite end. If I have an issue with somebody and their mama comes to me about the issue, I'm like, that's what I try to think of it like. But yeah, that was interesting. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and skip ahead to when Phaedra actually got a visit from Mama Joyce, and it was so awkward. They were like, "Oh, how's the boys? Oh, 2 in kindergarten. Oh, okay. Lovely weather we're having." Like it was that whole deal until Phaedra kind of was like, "All right, so why are you here, bitch? Why are you here, bitch? We gonna sit here and do this small talk for only so long until I'm just wondering, okay, what's the tea?" And Mama Joyce, and she ain't waste no time. She was just like, so what's going on with you and Kandi? And Phaedra's kind of like, well, I mean, she and I just had a misunderstanding, and we're basically on the right track. So, she was there for both my kids, and she was like, Kandi, really thinks a lot of you, and, y'all used to be so close, and this, that, and the fourth. And Phaedra's like, I mean, yeah, that's why I said we're on the right track. I just felt like if I was in Phaedra's position, I would have felt a little annoyed at this point. I'm just like, first of all, why are you here? This does not concern you. We're grown women. I'm sure whatever our situation does not require you, baby. So I would have been a little annoyed, but whatever. So then she starts saying how she wants to plan this baby shower for Candy, and she wants Phaedra to throw it because, you know, Phaedra's outlandish and over the top and all good things like that. And so they start planning, and they want to she wants to make the theme or whatever. And so that's going to be like how they're going to mend their, I guess, relationship. So we'll see how that goes. Now, the interesting part of this episode for me was this situation. Well, actually, no, I'm going to save that for last. Portia and her sister. All right. I have so much. I don't even know where to begin. So we know that Portia's sister is pregnant. And we also remember that Portia ideally always wanted that picture-perfect family with a house, a husband, and a child. And, you know, like I said, 2-3 years ago, that was just her, you know, motivation in life. And, you know, life happened, and she lost her husband, and thus far losing the, you know, ideal of having a child. She's in her, she calls it her 30s. She's probably like in her mid-30s. I don't know if she's over 35 yet, but she feels like her clock is ticking. You know, usually women who have either not been married or just not had any children by that time start getting the whole my biological clock is ticking mindset. And she says she was hurt because her sister didn't, you know, her and her sister used to be so close, but she, you know, held her pregnancy away from her. And I can understand how that can be hurtful. Like, you feel like the person that you thought you were so close to doesn't trust you. But when her sister explained why she didn't tell her, I was like, okay, I get it. That makes all the sense in the world. She was like, I mean, I know what you've been through. I understand that you had this dream, and I know that that meant a lot to you. So I felt like me saying, hey, I'm pregnant is kind of like saying, you know, pouring salt in the wound that you aren't pregnant or married anymore. And I felt, and she didn't want to hurt, you know, Portia, which, you know, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. And Portia even says, like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and lie. It makes it feel like I don't feel a little bit of a type of way, you know, that my sister is pregnant and I'm not. And she was like, it's like watching somebody else live your dream. And I can tell you one thing about it, that feeling does hurt. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be something as big as having a baby, but just, it could be just somebody getting a job that you wanted. It could be somebody just being able to buy a piece of jewelry that you've been saving up for but can never get. You know, so stuff like that kind of makes you feel bad about yourself. But the thing about that mindset is, it goes back to, you know, trying not to compare yourself to other people. Your journey is your journey. And, I mean, just because that other person may have whatever that is that you want, you never know what other type of issues that person may be dealing with. So, you know, it's important and try not to, you know, just to try to count your blessings and don't think that the grass is always greener on the other side, basically. So I understood, you know, from both ends, and especially when it came to the business thing, you could obviously tell that Portia wasn't really tripping too much about the packages and the business and stuff. I mean, she probably cares, but she's more miffed about that whole pregnancy thing. Like, if she missed the packages and she wasn't pregnant, she really wouldn't have been tripping. And she kind of admitted that. So I'm glad they were able to come together and sort of recognize where the other person is coming from. And so I hope that they mend this and that they're kind of move past it and that they feel more open again. So yeah, that's pretty much the situation with Portia and her sister. I understood. I really understood where Portia and they were coming from, because that really sucks. But at the same time, you don't also want to be like the person that nobody can tell anything to because they feel like everything's going to hurt your feelings. You know, you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that bitch, you know? But lastly is this whole situation with Kenya. Now, this was exciting for me because Kenya went back to Detroit and Y'all know I'm actually from Detroit, and then they actually talked about my school, or me and Kenya's school, Cass Tech, #1, second to none, bitch. I wore this shirt just for this review. I graduated from Cass Tech back in 2008. Some of the best years. Of course, my college years were, whew, but my high school years were awesome too. Love Cass Tech. So it felt really nostalgic to see like all the flashbacks. You know, when they go to any given location, they show like the Hitsville, USA. They show the downtown, the Fist downtown, and the GM building. I would just see 8 Mile Road, man. What? I would just see like a lot of landmarks from when I was growing up, and it was really nice to see. But back to her whole situation. Kenya basically was trying to come up here to do this family reunion, including both her mom and dad's sides of the family. It didn't too much work out like that because she has that aunt, which is her mother's, I guess, older sister, and her. Oh, sorry, got a notification. Her aunt is pretty much kind of like, I don't really think it's a good idea to interact with your mom. She says she's tried to ask her for her mom's phone number multiple times and she would not give it to her. And she's just steady on trying to make this relationship work. And so they actually go to her mom's house, and the mom, she said, hey, this is Kenya, open the door, can we talk, this, that, and the fourth. Now, see, if it were me, and if I knew that this person hasn't even bothered to acknowledge my existence my whole life, and I was still stead on talking to her, I probably would not have said who I was, honestly. I'm sure she would have had people. I would have covered that bitch like this. Knock, knock, bitch. Who is it? Open the door. Oh, shit, now I done made the shit blurry. Hold on. Yep. That's so ratchet. But shit, it is what it is. Oh, girl. Okay. But I wouldn't have told her who the fuck I was. And then she said that she didn't even get the dignity of a response. She didn't get a go away. She didn't get a call you later. She didn't get the bitch get the fuck off my porch. She didn't get none of that. All she got was a which I'm surprised. Like, wait a minute. I just thought about that just now. She said all she did was lock the door on her ass. My thing is, lady, why are you living in Detroit with an unlocked door? At any given time. Why are you in one of the top 5 most dangerous cities with an unlocked door, bitch? You decided to finally lock your door when somebody came a knocking in Detroit? And it looked like you was in closer to the downtown area, just the ratchet part. So why is you sitting there with an unlocked door? I just thought about that shit. Girl, all right. But anyway, her mama didn't give too much of a fuck. And I was really interested to see her. I was about to see, how this about to go down? Are we gonna finally, what's this whole interaction gonna be like after all this time? But the bitch didn't even bother to open the door. Kenya felt the type of way, and she was just like, you know what? I'm tired of extending myself. I've literally done all that I could do to make this relationship work, and it didn't work out. So there's nothing to really, she's done all she can do. I wouldn't feel any better about it or any worse about it. You done what you can do, baby. So she finally does have this whole reunion and whatnot. And she gains an appreciation for her dad's side of the family. She talked about how her grandmother raised her, and she just looking around and being more appreciative of the people that she does have in her life and the people who did come out. And when she starts to have the reunion, she starts to wonder where her mom's, older sister was that she's usually very close to, and says that she left. And next episode, we see that she has a fight with her, like, that's my mama, you're supposed to try to help me. Now, from her aunt's point of view, I mean, since we don't know anything about, her mom, and Kenya really doesn't know anything about her mom either, I want to say that I feel like something is wrong with her mother. Like something, like she can't be social. Her sister knows something about her mom that we all don't know, and it's probably a good reason why she's not trying to let Kenya get too close to her because she knows that her sister probably ain't shit, you know? Something about it that we know. And we might find that out next week when they get into the whole heated argument. She might just tell her, like, look, you don't want to be with this bitch because X, Y, and Z. And also next week, child, Reptar has returned. Nene Leakes is coming back to the fucking Housewives. I don't know why she keeps trying to leave. Bitch, this is your bread and butter. You might as well just go ahead and stay on the screen, act the fool for the Bravo TV cameras, and keep it moving. You keep trying these other ventures. You might get a little, you know, job here and there, but as far as consistency, Nene, you might as well just stay on the Housewives. And I want to see how she gonna throw herself in these storylines. This is gonna be a mess. But Kim wasn't in this episode. Didn't really need her in this episode. It wasn't really too much about her. But we see her in the next episode, and she's being, I can tell already, I'm being annoyed. Because I don't even know where the hell they were at, but they were somewhere where somebody looked like they was giving like a seminar or something, and they was like, America doesn't like black boys, and she gets all, oh my God, this isn't for kids. Bitch, this is reality. Okay? Are you not familiar with all these police shootings? They do not. And who are the primary victims of these police shootings? Little black boys. It's important for your kids to know this. You can't shield them from this, trying to make it seem like, oh, this isn't for kids. Baby, it's time to let these kids know. Ignorance is not bliss when it comes to this shit, okay? But anyways, I'm interested to see next week. It's going to be interesting. But this is a great episode. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you didn't get a chance to check out my makeup tutorial, I will leave it. We'll leave it in the description. I might be too lazy to put it in the description, but it's just in my videos. If you haven't gone watch it, go watch it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And once again, shout out to Kenya and the rest of the Cast Tech family. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe. Washington.